2, 1.
One. It's we messed it up. You got to do it.
3, 2, 1. It's
The Ronnie and Bo show. Oh, that was pretty nice. I liked that.
Are we going to include the countdown? I mean, it's that's like a band, right?
It is.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, or the drummer,
Yeah, exactly. There.
counting down the group. All right.
Yeah, leave it. It's the Ronnie and Bo show.
Brought to you by Prescott Realty.
Yes, and you can call them right now. I mean, right now, because you're probably listening on a phone, and if you're not, you're near one. I guarantee it, because we all carry our phones today. But you can call for a no-commitment free consultation at 928-851-4500, and they've got some amazing people ready to help.
Now, I imagine realtors in general get reputations. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. It feels like
I don't want to open the can of worms, but I got to tell you, I've had personal experience with realtors in the past.
Yes.
And I had experience with John Rocha.
Yes, Lorinda Johnson.
And Lorinda Johnson.
Yep, and I know Kylie Elliott, who is their first-time homebuyer specialist, because that's how they work.
And John won't stop.
Right, no.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. You know how in any situation.
Right.
Oh, okay, look, I'll get you that thing and I'll email it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
All right, that's all what? Glad handing. That's all just talk.
Yeah.
You can't say anything to John in that fashion.
Right.
He says, I'll go down and get the permits for you. I'll go down and get the paperwork for you. Oh, that's great, John. I'll get the home inspection approved for you. They do it.
Exactly.
It's not glad handing.
And they don't make
talk.
you feel bad either.
No, they're very good. I love them.
It's a pleasant experience. So give them a call if you have a home buying or home selling need today.
928-851-4500. I got a daily dose for us, Ron.
Oh, all right. I'm ready.
So you remember the movie Titanic?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Of course you do.
Yeah, everybody on the planet saw.
You and Anna sit out on your porch, your deck up there on the second floor, and you probably do that thing with it where she's in front of you, and you're king of the house.
We did it in the rain the other night.
King of the porch.
It's true.
So there were 5,500 artifacts that were recovered from the Titanic.
How many?
5,500 different artifacts.
Wow.
And so I don't know the exact story, but apparently James Cameron, the director of the Titanic, is backing an idea that goes along with some British museum folks.
Okay.
And basically the premise is, let's raise some money and get these artifacts in whole into a museum.
Okay.
And I think somebody's going bankrupt, and I think
that's
they're
where they are
going to
now.
auction off all those pieces and stuff.
So one man or woman has almost all of these artifacts, all 5,500?
They're afraid that they'll get separated by auctions, or
you just
so one
eBay,
person will buy that
Craigslist. It's the Craigslist find of the century.
Yeah.
Here's the steering wheel from the Titanic, or here's the skull of the captain of the Titanic.
The wreck was discovered in 1985. And all the artifacts. By the way, it set sail in 1912 with more than 1,500 passengers and crew aboard.
Yep, and we know it didn't end well.
No, it didn't. So they're trying to raise like $20 million to get this into the museum's hands.
Wow. So the guy that he had enough to purchase these
I don't know exactly how that works. Yeah, so he was a discoverer. So
all right, he found it
or something, and he went down.
Wow.
Or used his own hours or his own time.
He apparently blew all his own cash on the find.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I'm interested to know if he's just spent everything he had to get them, and then now.
So Cameron said, quote, "It's an incredible piece of history and object lesson about human hubris. If it gets sold into private hands, it disappears from public eye. It would be broken up and could never be reassembled." So they're trying to raise money to get it into a museum.
Yeah, that's a very Indiana Jones sort of attitude, Indiana Jones was always saying, that belongs in a museum. And he would go fight to make sure that happened. And so James Cameron is the living Indiana Jones, I guess, now.
Yep. And these objects include a section of the ship's hull and a bronze cherub decoration from the ship's grand staircase.
Okay. And Leonardo
again,
DiCaprio's belt.
It took 7 deep-sea expeditions, and it was recovered between 1987 and 2004. So they're just trying to keep it whole.
Okay, I like that. That's pretty good. And so he's going to try to rally some support, get all these artifacts, and away from this individual and into a museum.
Or they're just afraid that they could be parceled off to little... Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they don't
I'm going to
want.
start searching Craigslist right now, and I'm going to post a wanted ad that just says, wanted, all artifacts that were found in the Titanic, and I'll give you $2.
Wanted, a bronze cherub decoration from the ship's grand staircase. Contact Ronnie at ronnieandbo@gmail.com. Ronnie and Bo show at gmail.com.
That's fantastic. I think that's a really good idea. So today, Bo, I think we should maybe go a little bit down memory lane with regard to our...
I was born in Dallas, raised in San Diego. My first bike was a blue Schwinn. What? Huh? All of a sudden, you don't want to go down
Citizen Kane. All of a sudden, and you've got your sled named Rosebud.
My first grade teacher's name was Mrs. Williams.
Do you remember? Do you actually? No. Mine, I do remember. Mrs. Shutt. Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind. So what I'm wondering is maybe if you've got some your profession is and has been a disc jockey.
Yes.
And being around the radio for as long as you have, give me some fun facts. That I can listen to, learn about, or even make fun of. Just about being a radio guy.
Huh?
I want to learn about the radio.
Okay, you got the Mississippi River.
I got it, yes.
What does that have to do with radio?
Yeah, what does that have to do with
radio? And I, being in radio for nearly 30 years, have no idea, but radio stations on the west of the Mississippi, the call letters start with a K.
Yes.
And on the east of the Mississippi, the call letters of radio stations start with W's. There's your fun fact. Can we move on now?
Yeah. Huh? No, that is fun, but give me more. And
I don't know
that's
why.
Interesting.
It's in a textbook, but I personally don't remember why.
Yeah, you would think that west of the Mississippi would be W over here.
Yeah,
and then K on the other, but it's not. Yeah,
and
and growing up in California, that's right, and here in Arizona, I was in LA. There was KISS FM, KIIS, and.
KCBQ.
Yes.
So there was a station in San Diego.
101.
K Earth 101, KRTH.
Yeah.
There was a station in San Diego called KCBQ, and all my San Diego friends are cringing right now when I start doing some history on that station.
Yes.
KCBQ, I mean, it went back into the 50s.
Right.
And in the heydays of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
It was such a popular and big station.
Yeah.
That other radio stations in the country put a Q in their call letters because of the single success of KCBQ.
Wow. So there's just something about the enunciation of the actual letter that was special to radio.
And you know what KCBQ used to do? They had bumper stickers. And the bumper stickers were, I Q in my car. I Q at home. I Q at work.
See, that's good.
Those and so radio stations in Mexico.
I Q in the bathroom.
There you go. Radio. I just queued in my pants. So radio stations in Mexico, their call letters start with an X.
Okay.
And you remember, you probably growing up in you remember 91X or the ones that were. They were San Diego radio stations, but they were owned by Mexico.
Okay.
And so they would have to do a legal ID. And X, H, R, Z.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember one. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they would have to do the letters in Spanish.
That's interesting. I was very briefly in college. Our college had a radio station. It was a Christian radio station, and it was 101.1 KLRC.
KLRC.
But that was Northwest Arkansas, and so we were just this side, west side of the Mississippi, so that works.
Canada.
Yes.
Their call letters start with C's.
Okay. See, that makes sense.
And the huge station was Chum. C-H-U-M.
I don't like that.
No, I don't know if it had anything to do with the fish terminology or not, but chum was C-K-L-W.
Okay.
C-K-L-W. I think that was above Chicago.
C-K-L-W, the claw.
Yeah, there was something.
It's hard. Some of them you can make words.
And some of them.
What did you say? What was the Q one again?
What? KCBQ?
KCBQ.
No,
it doesn't say anything.
Some of them came from words.
All right.
KFWB.
Yes.
News 980 in Los Angeles.
Right.
KFWB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, a rival of KNX, and now they're both owned under the CBS umbrella.
Okay.
You know the motion picture company Warner Brothers?
Yes.
You know who one of the brothers was? Jack Warner. They were brothers, the Warner Brothers, and they bought a radio station. Keep filming Warner Brothers, KFWB.
Wow.
Yeah.
See,
and there's one in Chicago about union labor or something. Something UL or I can't remember.
Wow, Jimmy Hoffa under a bridge.
No.
KJHUB.
But they would do that. Some people would have their initials or it would mean something. Yep.
I like that. You're like a Rain Man of radio knowledge.
And then I'll tell you this, and my radio friends are just going to cringe because I'm not an expert, but I'll tell you this. You had the AM signal.
Yes.
It follows terrain. So the AM signal goes in the air and it hits a mountain. It goes up the mountain and it goes down the mountain. And you hear the signal on the other side of the mountain.
Right. You can really get that
an
far.
FM signal hits the mountain, scatters, sprays, maybe reconnects on the other side of the mountain. So you might not have good coverage if you live on the other side of the mountain.
Interesting.
Salt water is a good conductor for electricity.
Yeah.
So if you've got an AM station.
Yeah.
Generally, one that follows a train.
Right.
In San Diego, the coast of California, up to Washington is curved. So sometimes you can get a Tijuana station, a San Diego station, to bounce across the Pacific Ocean up to Santa Barbara, maybe San Francisco.
Wow.
Those kind of things.
I love that.
And I think in America, the strongest station you can have is 100,000 watts.
Okay.
A lot of them are 50,000 watts.
Right.
And then there's daytimers 5,000 watts and stuff. But I think the biggest one in America is 100,000 watts.
Okay.
And there are no restrictions. There's no FCC in Mexico. You
so
can't restrict because that's a different
us.
country. Mexican radio stations, for example, Wolfman Jack went to a town south of Texas. Okay. So geographically, he was in Mexico below Texas, so he was below the middle of the United States on a 250,000 watt station. And it was AM, which followed terrain, which meant that signal went into Texas and like a pie.
Wow.
Went all the way up to Detroit.
That's a megaphone.
Went all the way up to Oregon.
Just Texas as a megaphone. Yeah. That's amazing.
And that's how he became very famous. That was a big help. 250,000 watts.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
That's great. Is there a proportion to the wattage and the cancer that you received?
Yeah, well, I can't believe it. I was going to say that, but Wolfman Jack died not because of the wattage. He died of old age or natural causes.
Okay.
He died in 1995.
Right.
And surprisingly, he still had all his hair after working in 250,000 watts. And he did an interview, and he said, I guess there are transformers and tubes and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it, but he was describing it on an on-air interview situation.
Wow.
And he said, you walk into the station, man, and it's 250,000 watts. And he says, you walk in and all you hear is, That's all you hear, man. At 250,000 watts, man. Blowtorch, baby.
I love that. I have a couple of things. My profession as a preacher.
I would love to hear this. This would be interesting.
So I've got a couple of things here. So most churches have cards. If you're a visitor or when you walk in the door, you get a program or bulletin or something. And usually there's a place where you can jot down your address and phone number and that sort of thing. And a lot of places also let you leave comments or questions, or if you've got a need or something that you want the church to pray for, then you fill this out. Well, as you would expect, there are a lot of really weird comments or questions that get left on these cards.
Now wait a minute. You're gonna open up this can of worms. So people go into church saying, "I really need help."
Yes.
And now we're gonna expose all these people.
But I will tell you, for all the Prescott area people, or specifically Heights Church people,
we're not referring to these.
None of these that I'm about to share with you were from our church.
And none of them. You had no experience with none of them.
Well, I don't know yet because I didn't read the whole list.
But it's an article,
but not personally.
Yeah.
These are real comments that have been left on real.
This is great.
Comment cards at some church at some time, and I could probably tell you if we've had some that are similar.
No, leave that part out, please.
But a lot of these, as I'm glancing, tend to be complaints, which we do get a lot of.
Okay.
You wouldn't necessarily think that, but when people like stuff, they usually don't say anything, and when they're upset and want to complain, that's when they do comment.
Okay.
And so one of them was, we need a small group for cat lovers.
Okay, so churches have the big church, and then they have their little separate groups.
Yeah, meet in homes.
Meet at home,
almost
like a book club, but it's a prayer club. Or
exactly.
A group. And so you can have veterans groups.
Right.
You can have women's groups.
Yeah, you got young marrieds. You've got couples. Empty nesters. You got everything in between.
And these people have things in common, so they get in groups and they do extra worshiping and extra bonding and friendship.
Exactly.
And we need to work on one for people who have cats.
Yeah, that love cats. And
okay.
So and that's.
I'll write that down for you in Heights.
Thanks. This one was nice. Nice complaint here. Our expensive coffee is attracting too many hipsters. So we serve coffee. We have a coffee shop at
That's
Heights.
really a neat scenario and a situation. If I know it right, you probably know more of the business part of it. Yeah. But from a layman's point of view, you serve coffee almost like a Starbucks. You serve frappuccinos and coffees and stuff, and you charge $3 or $4.
Yeah. And all of what we charge goes to missions. It goes to overseas or local ministry needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was
we also
saying.
give away free coffee. Okay, but the free coffee,
but if you're
probably
inclined to buy
good.
a fancy coffee, you're providing that while they're at church, and it's a revenue stream. Not for you guys, for you to go do good and help other people.
Right. And apparently this place had someplace that they don't like hipsters, and they're annoyed with the expensive coffee.
But they didn't mind the money that they were using to buy the coffee.
Yeah, this one hits close to home here. This next one, somebody wrote down, preachers who don't wear suits and ties aren't saved. It's in the Bible.
They actually singing to the choir on that one.
They actually wrote down it's in the Bible, which it is not in the Bible, because they didn't even have suits and ties.
I'm sure somewhere in Deuteronomy.
Yes, yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you're close. You were close.
Deuteronomy.
There you go. Yeah, no, it really. And that's different everywhere. I mean,
wasn't that the difference between? Now, this is how stupid I'm going to look. Wasn't that the difference between Genesis, the first time they took the ties off in the second part? Huh? I think that was a part of the Bible.
Exactly. Yeah. This next one's related, and the comment was, "Your socks are distracting." So I actually both
not yours. You're talking about somebody who
wrote that
in the
somewhere. But I will tell you, I have got. I got a nasty email once about wearing the type of shoes that I was wearing.
Your Vans?
They were Vans, and they were red. And I can also tell you...
Hold on. Let me see if I know what it said.
Yeah.
They're sophomoric, and they don't...
That's a good word.
Was it right?
Yeah, that's... Because did you send that,
I don't know
Bo?
who sent that
Did you?
I don't know.
No, but this one, they did. They were really upset. They felt like it was... an affront to God, and
I got to tell you, and I'm not going to get into it because I already show what a moron I am in other episodes. But I got to tell you, when we started meeting each other and we started talking, I said things like that to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And then I just learned, but you
hold your tongue.
No, I mean,
man, no, it's
because you're going to church in this scenario, or you grew up in this situation, and churches change and demographics change, and then you go to that church.
Yes.
And you want it to be like your old one.
Yeah, let me fly through some of these other
Okay.
ones because these are pretty good. There's one here that says we need to start attracting more normal people at church.
Amen.
You know, and so as soon as we find some normal people, then we'll go after them. This one, I developed cancer because you don't preach from the King James version.
Wow.
That's tough right there.
Either that or they gained cancer from all the anger they're holding in.
Yeah.
No, that's not true either. That's not funny.
Here's one. Your wife never compliments me about my hair or dress. And so even the pastor's wives come under good attack. Let's see. I don't like the brand of donuts in the foyer. You didn't wrap the hot dogs in bacon for the church picnic. You shouldn't drink water when you preach. The toilet paper is on the wrong way in the ladies' restroom. It's rolled under. Oh, see, that's a big debate.
Now, look,
is
all
that
those
right
other
or
ones
wrong?
were just worthless pieces, but that one was spot on.
I like this one. Why don't you ever preach on Tim Tebow?
You mean if he got sacked, you get stand on his back and preach off on Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
Or about Tim Tebow?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you got Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and then the fifth gospel, which is Tim Tebow.
You know what would be great? Whatever church got that little comment?
Yes.
To pick up the phone and ask Tim Tebow to be a guest speaker.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't that have been great?
I think that would be good. I like this one here, and we'll close with this. Your sermon needed more calories.
I don't get that.
Oh, man, yeah.
But as soon as you put more calories in your sermon, you're going to get more complaints about it needs to be more fat-free.
That is entirely true.
We would love for you to buy a Ronnie and Bo hat.
Yeah, or T-shirt.
$13, $20.
Yep.
You can find them on our Facebook page.
Yeah, exactly. Just message us and we will get those to you. And thank you, by the way, just for listening. Wherever you are listening, keep listening. Help us get the word out about our show, and we would really appreciate that.
We could use the likes. We could use the subscribes.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
That is right. And
follow us on your favorite, listen to us on your favorite podcast provider.
Yep. And thanks again to our sponsor, Prescott Realty. We could not do this without them, and you should not do your next home purchase or sale without them. They've got these specialists that really go to work for you, and they've been serving the greater Prescott area since 1991. They are worth trusting with that largest financial decision you'll ever have to make. So give them a call.
Find out more at PrescottRealty.com.
3, 2, 1. Do we do a backward?
3, 2, 1.
Let's because we did 1, 2, 3
okay.
in. Let's back out of it.
All right.
Ready? 3,
1, 3,
2,
2,
1.
You said backwards.
Well,
so 3. Okay.
2, okay. Here we go. 3.
Hold on.
Okay.
On 1, let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Bye.